Hi there, this is Anup. Today we are going to talk about technical conferences. What are the technical conferences available for system management or device management admins? Are those conferences free? Online recording is available or not? Can all the IT pros attend these technical conferences? We'll discuss all these with two examples. We are going to take an example of Microsoft MVP Summit and MMS. You might have heard a lot of conversation about Microsoft MVP Summit and MMS Conference, which are happening in this month, April May timeframe. If you are wondering what are those conferences and how you can attend those conferences, whether it is possible or not, we'll see all these details in this video. So don't skip it. Let's go ahead and watch it. So let's talk about MMS versus MVP Summit, two tech conferences. Before getting into that, let's talk about technical conferences. Most of the technical conferences like Ignite and other big conferences will have a lot of exciting announcements. The keynote will be very high level, lot of exciting announcements about their products or some of the important announcements from the vendors. So those will be part of the keynotes. And then it will be followed by highly technical content in the breakout sessions. So that is the general theme of technical conferences, and you can learn a lot of things. Moreover, networking is another big factor in all these conferences. So keep these points in mind while watching the video so you will get better idea what is this for and is it worth going to these types of technical conferences, etc. And there are user groups also, online, offline user groups as well, local user groups. We also do conduct user group events, monthly user group events. So those user group events are very closed ones with lot of familiar faces from the same locality, so we can talk about common issues and we can help each other, etc. So that is user group events. But main topic for today is technical conferences such as Microsoft MVP Summit, MMS. We'll see what is MMS, what is MVP Global Summit, whether these conferences are available online, what would be the fees for attending these conferences such as MMS, etc. So let's get into the next slide. Let's look at Microsoft MVP Summit. If you are there in social media, you might have seen lot of pictures, lot of buzz around MVP Summit, which is happening around April 18th, 20th. So this is happening in Microsoft headquarters, Redmond. So let's look at what does MVP Summit. Microsoft MVP Summit is the yearly conference which is only for Microsoft MVP awardees. So if you are not Microsoft MVP, you won't be able to attend this conference because most of the content discussed in this MVP Summit conference are under non-disclosure agreement. That's called NDA. So you might be able to see a lot of NDA kind of messages also in Twitter and other social media websites. We cannot share anything because it is under NDA, something like that. So nothing much technical out of this conference for non-MVPs. For MVPs, it is very deep level technical conference where MVPs can meet with the product teams who is developing the Microsoft products such as Intune, Azure Active Directory, Microsoft 365, etc. They can learn from the product team a lot of technical stuff, but most of the stuff we cannot share it outside with non-MVPs or within other MVPs who are not part of that award category. So Microsoft is very strict in this matter. Yeah, that is why I mentioned you will see a lot of NDA stuff in the Twitter and other social media platforms in this week. So another point over here I wanted to clarify is MVP, Microsoft MVP is not a certification. It is an award by Microsoft for the exceptional community contributions. I'm not attending this MVP summit, but I have added a video over here. If you go to YouTube and click on the I button, you would be able to see that. That has some memories about my MVP summit experience. Again, this is deep level technical content, and then networking, and the other point is that you won't be able to share this with your organization and your colleagues and the other MVPs from a different stream unless and until Microsoft product team specifically mentioned that this is non-NDA. And this conference is free for Microsoft MVPs, but Microsoft MVPs should book the flight tickets and hotel, food, everything. So that is going to cost a lot of money, at least in my experience. If your organization is sponsoring, that is well and good, but you know the point over there. You cannot share any of these details with your organization because it is under NDA. Even though your organization has an NDA with Microsoft, that NDA is different than the Microsoft MVP NDA. Most of the new features and shared as part of the roadmap, and most of the customers has a direct contact with product managers of each features in the product. So the real world customers might have information about all these new features. Microsoft MVPs must strictly follow the NDA. That is the reason they won't be able to share any of those technical discussions or non-technical discussions outside that particular group. And this year, I'm not going to attend MVP Summit. It is exciting to see my name in MVP Wall of Fame for 2023. Now let's go to the next slide. What is MMS Conference? Let's discuss about that. MMS Conference is one of the premium conferences. The focus of this conference is real world issues and solutions. Any one of you can attend the conference. There will be 2 conferences per year. The bigger event will be held at Mall of America, first week of May every year, and the smaller event will be hosted in different locations. This year it is called Miami Beach Edition, and there will be 200 attendees for the smaller event and 750 attendees for the larger event, which is going to happen next week. And if you have questions like what is MMS? MMS is Midwest Management Summit. It is a 4-day conference just for 750 attendees, etc. And who is organizing this event? All the details are over here. We'll discuss that a bit more in the next slide. Let's go to the next slide then. What is so special about MMS Conference? It is very special because it is a smaller conference, mostly focused on real life technical discussions and issues, and you would be able to interact with each of the speakers and talk to them separately. You can have a private discussion with Microsoft product group as well in this conference, because there will be a lot of Microsoft product team members attending this conference. That is why it is so special. Let's go to the next slide. As you can see in this picture, it is very different from other conferences. A lot of casual discussions, a lot of direct interactions with fellow IT pros and discussions with the speakers. You can see the dress code over here for the speakers. This is the dress code for the speakers normally. Each year they will have different dress code, I think. Now let's go to the next slide. These are some of the moments from MMS Conference. Let's go to the next slide then. Let's quickly look into the details available on MMS website. Miami Beach Edition, that is coming in October this year. You can see the rates over here as we discussed in the slides, and the dates over here, so you can plan it. 194 days left for the event, the second event. And this is important, right? What does MMS Miami Beach Edition? It's a 3 days event, etc, etc. And if you want to see a FAQ of the entire MMS conference, it is very interesting. Why should I attend MMS? Deep technical sessions, more important than everything else, opportunity to network with your peers. MEMCM, okay, that is Intune now. Why only 750 attendees? That's an important question. MMS was created to help foster the community that is lost in larger conferences. It's really nice. And all those details are here in FAQ. There's no recording available. Why there is no keynote session in MMS? In MMS, there is nothing called 1000 feet view. It is always 10 feet view. This is also really interesting way to put it. How do you register for MMS conference? If you want to plan it, can plan it now. I will add the registration link into the description of the video so you can check that out. Let's go to the next slide and check what is the registration fees. For the MMS event which is happening in October, the registration fees is 1699 US dollars. This is only for event. If you are managing hotel and other things your own, then you can go for this. Otherwise, if you are looking for a bundle, then you can go with this one, 3099 USD. And it also talks about discounts over here, and I will add all these details into the description of the video, so do check this out. And also, if there is any offer from the sponsors of the event, such as free ticket, free hotel, free stay, free flight tickets, free conference entry, then I will also add those details into the description of the video. Do check that out. Now let's go to the next slide. If you're old enough, you might have heard about Microsoft Management Summit, old MMS. It is no more there, and we have a new fresh MMS now. This is one of the video. You can see the excitement to get into the old MMS My IT Forum party, and you can see some familiar faces as well. Now that you have seen the details about MVP Summit and MMS Conference, you know who can attend the MVP Summit, who can attend MMS Conference, and what would be the charges for MMS Conference, how to get registered to the next MMS Conference, which is coming in October. All the latest information will be available in the description of the video, so do check it out. And I will add if there is any offers, free tickets for MMS conferences, etc. in the description of the video. So don't forget to check the description of the video for the next MMS conference. And you know, to attend MVP Summit, you need to be Microsoft MVP. And if you have any comments, if you want to know more about how to become Microsoft MVP, you can always reach out to me via comment section of this video. Hope this was helpful. Thank you all for watching. See you around.